Ah,
Oh, did we start? Okay. Hey
yeah.
guys, welcome back to the show. Stevie, I'm gonna teach you how to live. And this episode is gonna be a legend. Wait for it. Oh fuck. Hold on, I'm playing Doom again and I'm not having a great time. Anyway, this week we're talking about episode
Oh.
3, but before we do that, how's your week been?
Oh, it's been fine. Nothing happened.
What about the terrible tragedy that happened?
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, talk about it. Tell me about the terrible tragedy that happened, Stevie. My
Um,
does is have to know.
so I was
Oh, I got
gonna
ammo
there
back.
there were two apples in the fridge and I was gonna eat them both, but then one of them
Oh, I
was
love
like
apples.
it had some like little divots and scratches and I was like, this apple is a little too old, so I put that one aside and I only ate the other one.
Howard. If you really wanted an apple, you would have just eaten the apple.
The other one was also a little old, but it was a little less old, and I did eat it.
Damn it. Well, anyway, my week has been whatever. I mean, nothing interesting has happened. Um, but yeah, so we just watched the new episode, and let's talk about it. This is season 1, episode 3, Sweet, Sweet Taste of Liberty. Aired October 3rd, 2005. Um, this is a good one.
Yeah,
In this one, we you get a little bit of an adventure. This is the first adventure that the gang has in the show. So we have Barney inviting Ed on a classic Barney adventure. But first, you know, they have to pick someone up from the airport. And when they get there, Ted finds out that they're not picking someone from the airport. They're picking someone up at the airport. As in, Barney has brought fake luggage to pick up women at the airport, which is, let me tell you something, Stevie. That's fucking lame.
yeah,
That is not, that's a weird thing to do. I think the more you watch the show, the more you'll see that Barney is just kind of a goofy guy, as opposed to like some like really cool, like he's still cool and suave and he gets women, but then he's also like doing shit like this, which is just like, what the fuck? Who
yeah.
does this? You're gonna have a lot of who does this moments over the course of this show.
I have had a couple. I don't know.
Anyway, um, additionally, and no, let's get through this one. So, Marshall has to um study for a law exam. Remember, he is in law school. Um, but yeah, he has to study, and he wants to go on the adventure, but he has to study, so there's no reason for him to go. Um, anyway, so Ted and Barney get to the airport and they meet two girls. Yay. And go to they get on a plane, they buy tickets for a plane to Philadelphia to pick up these women. This is not a joke, this is actually what they fucking do.
Yeah.
So they get on the plane and they're chatting up the women, and then during the conversation, the women reveal that they have boyfriends
Only
and that their
after they got
boyfriends
on the
are
plane to follow them.
yeah, yeah. They are on the plane to follow. when the girls are like, "Oh yeah, these are our boyfriends," and they're both linebackers. Which Stevie, you don't know what a linebacker is, but it's a
Sport.
sports guy. It's a big sports guy. You do not want to fuck a linebacker's girlfriend. I'll tell you that.
Okay, I won't.
You know, if you know it's good for you at least.
I'll try my best not to do that.
But yeah. So they get on. So now they're on a plane, and at some point they called Marshall to come to Philly, and he's like, yeah, let's do it. I get to go on an adventure. One thing that is like a constant thing about Marshall is he kind of gets left out because of his engagement to Lily, and then, you know, I'm sure you can guess, eventually he will be married. He kind of gets left out sometimes.
Unfortunate.
It is. But so he's excited to get to go and be on an adventure with the guys. And he drives to Philadelphia, and then he's like, "Yeah, go into Philly." And then they're like, "No, don't come to." Ted is like, "No, don't come to Philly. It's not gonna be cool. They have boyfriends." Um, and so Marshall's like, "Ah, rat," and
He
but
does
then
like
Barney's
five
like, "No,
U-turns in
wait,
a row.
what?"
He does like 5 U-turns in a row.
There's a lot of illegal U-turns in this episode. Yeah. Dude does not care. For a lawyer, he sure is nonchalant about the rules of the road, you know?
It's quite funny.
Maybe it's maybe it's because he is a lawyer. He knows that it's okay. Because he'll get away with
Whoa. I yawned.
it. Yeah, I heard you. Never do it again.
Okay.
You idiot. Don't yawn. Anyway, so they go back and forth, and eventually it is decided that Marshall will come to Philly. Hooray!
Hooray.
Yeah, very, very hooray. Um, and let me think. So they get to Philadelphia, and you'll never guess what happens. They get stopped by airport security, and they're questioned because they just left their bags in fucking New York, and then bought two tickets to Philadelphia with cash, which is mighty suspicious. Like that is the joke there, is that they're being very fucking suspicious,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, so they're questioned, and Barney is really trying to get them out of this by just going, "We are businessmen in a business trip," and it's so fucking funny because he's like, "What? Calm down, dude." And every time Barney like starts getting mad at, or Ted starts getting mad at Barney, the airport security's like, "Hey, calm down, sir." Like he's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
It's a funny episode scene.
And
But
Barney's
anyway,
like, yeah,
so
dude, calm down.
and eventually they call Marshall, who is their lawyer, and Marshall's like, "Stay there. I'm on my way. Don't answer any of their questions." And then we cut back to them after a little bit, and find out that uh, the fake luggage is full of condoms. And so Ted explains, like, yeah, he's just here to pick up women. And the guy's like, no one's that lame. And Ted has to be like, no, he is. He's that lame. And then Barney says, we are international businessmen.
Yep.
Um, it's pretty funny.
It is indeed.
Uh, but they were released because the luggage is full of condoms, and so it's all good, and they're like, okay, we're on our way back, Marshall. Don't come to Philadelphia, because there's no reason for him to come now.
Yeah.
Um, and then Barney gets in with Sasha, one of the airport security ladies, and he's like, her and her friends are gonna get some drinks. Ooh. And they go to the party, and Marshall gets a phone call from Lily, or I think Robin. He gets some phone calls, um, which we'll talk about that in a second, because we're not there yet. We're not to the B plot yet. But anyway, so um, yeah, so they they go to this party, and it's all dudes, bunch of like regular looking dudes, not like hot women like Barney was very obviously expecting.
Yeah.
Um, but then he talks to one of the guys at this party and finds out that he does security for the Liberty Bell. And so in all of his wisdom and grace, he's like, let's go lick the fucking Liberty Bell. And then Ted's like, no, I'm leaving. We're going home. Come on, Barney. Ah, shit. Um, so they um yeah, they get in a cab, and they have this discussion of like, why does this have to be? Why can't you just do this weird shit yourself? And Barney tells Ted, like it's not fun if you're not there, because then it's just me. And Ted's like, okay, let's go to the Liberty Bell. And then Barney's like, oh, good, because we're already here. And it's just like, how did they get here? How did Barney get them here?
Yeah.
Like that never. If you're looking for an answer on that one, Stevie, there is none. Like
Yeah.
some things will just go unexplained for the sake of the gag. Like these things will never be elaborated on. We're not gonna get to season 7 and then Barney's gonna be like, remember when I used my spells to convince that guy to take us to the Liberty Bell? No, never gonna happen.
Hmm.
Um. Oh yeah. So they go and they look at the Liberty Bell, and it's cool. Now for the B plot, Robin and Lily are off at the bar, and the big conflict is that Robin is getting a lot of male gaze, and Lily is not, and that's bad for some reason. Even though Lily is, engaged, whatever. I Lily is kind of a weird character.
I
We'll
kind of
go over that.
understand it. Like, her whole point was like wanting to fend off creepy guys as if she was single and like wanting to be single.
She wants to be single. Weird thing for an engaged woman to be, you know?
Like, I understand sometimes stuff is just boring. And even if it's a bad experience, you want it a little bit just to spice
I
things
mean,
up.
I get it. It's just if you've been engaged for, X amount of time, because like by this point Robin is like part of the group now, so obviously time has passed.
Mm,
It's just a little weird. All I'm saying.
yeah.
We'll get into why I don't like. I'm a lot less lenient of Lily's misgivings due to things that happen later.
Oh,
But you'll see.
they'll all
They'll
see.
all see.
Yeah.
Won't come to school tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, don't go to a school anyway, Steve.
No,
So,
I don't. I don't do that.
why are you going to school, Stevie? That's weird.
I just said I don't do
Steve, you're
that.
20 years old. You shouldn't be going to a school.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, college,
Oh,
but you don't do college.
no. We don't gotta
You're a
bring that
burden
into
on
How I Met Your
society.
Mother podcast.
I do, because it's funny.
Oh, man.
Not doing very good at Doom right now. Uh, anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, you get to so they that's kind of the plot. At some point, Lily talks to a guy, and he kind of seems to be like looking over at her, and so she's like, "Ooh, a guy looking at me," and it's like, okay, Lily. And, oh no, she called Marshall at some point and was like, "Hey, do you care if I take my ring off?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. You're my fiance, so what should it matter, right?" Which is a good thing for him. Like is very he understands the commitment,
hmm
in ways that it appears that Lily does not. Um, like yeah, he understands that at the end of the day, Lily's gonna be at home with him, not fucking whoever the fuck.
Yeah.
And so she does take off her ring, and then this guy starts looking at her, and she's like, "Ooh la la, I'm so attractive." And then the guy comes over, and she immediately folds and like it's kind of it's weird because she spends the entire episode like, I want guys to look at me, and then a guy looks at her and she immediately folds like she's guilty of something, like
She's like, oh no, I'm
cheating.
engaged. Haha. Why are you talking to me?
Yeah, you'll come to see that I really don't like Lily sometimes.
Oh, scary.
She gets better in later seasons, but early Lily is kind of a shit stain, and
Mm,
later Lily is kind of a shit stain.
damn.
I do have one least favorite character of the gang,
And it's a little.
and it's Lily. But you don't understand that yet, so we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
And speaking of getting there when we get there, Marshall gets there, and it turns out that this guy that like approached her is actually gay, and he came to tell her that she sat on a grape, and they kind of start talking, and Marshall and Robin talk as I said earlier, and she tells Marshall that Lily took her ring off, and so Marshall gets there as this gay guy is dabbing Lily's butt for like grape stuff to help her, and
Yeah.
Marshall is like, "Hey, hands off my fiance, bub." And when he turns out he's gay, Marshall's like, "Hooray!"
Like, oh, thank God, I
Uh,
didn't actually
and
want to
like
fight
hugs him.
anyone.
Yeah. And then his boyfriend, the gay guy's boyfriend, shows up and is like, "Why are you hugging my boyfriend, you big guy?" Because Marshall is like my height, and we both know that I am incredibly fucking tall.
Yeah.
Like, there's a joke later that goes into that. You'll see.
Oh boy.
But yeah, Anyway, so yeah, in the end, all was happily ever after, obviously.
Yay.
God damn, why are you clicking so loud?
It's my middle click.
Why are you middle clicking?
Because I'm playing Minesweeper, and that's the button to start a new puzzle, a new game, a new board, whatever.
Stop playing Minesweeper.
Stop playing Doom.
Oh, my podcast. Anyway, yeah, what do you think of this episode?
I thought it was nice. I really liked the Barney characterization.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, Barney actually gets. He's actually the person that gets the second most decent characterization. He is the second best written character
Mm,
after Ted. Uh, you'd never guess that.
I wouldn't.
I don't know, maybe. But yeah. What else did you like about this episode?
Um, the illegal U-turns. I don't know. The Liberty Bell guy was pretty cool.
Dana,
Yeah.
you are one odd duck.
You're telling me to like
Dana.
think about what I think of the episode, and all I can think of are individual moments
Yeah,
and
okay. You can talk
individual
about these individual
characters.
moments. I just think it's funny that Dana was one of your big takeaways this week.
It's not. It's just I don't know.
He was funny. I do like Dana. He does not show up ever again.
Just like
Forgotten by the narrative. On.
Marshall was there, Ted was there, Lily was there, Robin was
Don't get
there.
snippy, Stevie.
What?
What else did you like?
It's just the main thing I liked about the episode was Barney and how
Okay, so talk about Barney.
he compliments Ted. They're opposites in that Barney is very adventurous to the point of being dorky, and Ted is
I wouldn't even
very
say
safe, like going to
I
the
wouldn't even
same
say
bar.
dorky, but
Lame.
he's very not even lame. I mean, lame is such a. He's not really lame. Like he's obviously getting into predicaments that are not lame. It's less the adventures that make him dorky and just the way he goes about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are foils. Like that is a big part of the show. And if we ever talk about like fan theories, which I doubt, so I'm just gonna say it here. Some people think that uh, the stuff that Barney was like getting up to is exaggerated because because Ted is telling his kids this, right?
Mm.
So Ted's trying to make himself look better um by having like people are like maybe Barney was a little bit womanizing but not to this degree because he gets
Yeah.
pretty schnarsty in later episodes. Um
I
like
already find
later
him to be a
adventures
little
are not so
schnarsty.
his later adventures are not so lick the Liberty Bell. He's licking other cracks.
Ooh.
So you have, these people that are like, oh, he's not real. This is stuff that Ted was doing, or he wasn't this bad, and Ted is just trying to make himself look better. I personally like to think that Ted is just like really oversharing horribly.
Mm.
Ted is just absolutely like strange about it.
I guess it would be fun
And I
to
only say
think
that
about if Ted is like an unreliable narrator, but to
he
what
is. That's the
degree?
thing. Is there to a degree he is an unreliable narrator. You can't avoid that in a story like this. You know, when you have a narrator that is a regular guy, of course they're going to be a little bit uh unreliable.
Yeah,
Memory is unreliable. And, uh, especially when he's trying to recall things from 25 years prior, that is you know, what were you up to 25? Well, okay, I can't really ask you. But like 25 years, I doubt that my dad could tell you what he was doing on like Halloween 25 years ago.
yeah,
So it's oh, we're not to the Halloween episode yet, but you get my point.
yeah.
They're like even worse. Maybe something did happen to my dad on Halloween 25 years ago. But then also, what are the chances that he remembers a random Thursday in October 25 years ago?
Hmm.
So that's just one thing that you're gonna have to get acquainted with the show is that the narrator is unreliable because he's a person. You can't tell me what you were doing 15 minutes ago. Well, you were on the show 15 minutes ago.
Yeah,
But like sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, tell me about that," and you'll be like, "I don't know."
yeah,
So it's a matter of taking what you can with a grain of salt, and some people take that too far where they're like, these things never happen. Where it's like, no,
yeah,
Ted's just a weird guy. That's kind of an ongoing plot point of How I Met Your Mother is that he's weird and he comes off strong and he's a bit overbearing. So of course he's gonna be like that to his kids. It's not right. It's weird to be like, yeah, I was having nasty sex, and my friend Barney, he was having even nastier sex. But it's Ted,
yeah.
classic Schmosby. You don't understand that reference yet, but you will.
Ted.
I guess you're not ready for that one, but your kids are gonna love it.
Oh,
Back to the Future is the reference.
this is what the reference.
This is what the reference. Oh shit, he's doing his airstrike attack. I'm getting air stroked.
Whoa.
Oh,
I like the moment where
twin stick.
Barney was like, Ted, you're my best friend. You don't have to say that I'm yours, but you are my best friend.
Yeah, he has a level of emotional maturity in this episode that he doesn't have later, which is very odd to me.
Oh.
Because you know that I recently rewatched the show in full.
Hmm.
Um, it was weird seeing Barney just straight up be sort of emotionally mature. That's the best way I can say it, is that he's just being very mature.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, as much as Barney would hate to admit it, Marshall is Ted's best friend.
Mm.
And that will be an ongoing bit. Don't worry. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because
Were
in
there
the
any
first episode, in the first episode, uh, you know, Barney said to Ted, "I'm your best friend."
yeah.
Haha,
And I'm your best
sure.
friend. Marshall's my best friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for him
Stevie,
to just
I'm your
say,
best
"You don't
friend.
have to say that I'm your best friend, but you are mine." Like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's like I said, it's a level of emotional maturity that he really doesn't have later in the show.
that's unfortunate. because I really liked it.
Yeah, it's a good moment.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, he does have emotional maturity. He is an adult. It's
right.
never to the point where you are like, why is he like this? I mean, you will say, why is he like this? But for more comedic reasons.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Um, but it's odd seeing him after watching so much of the show. Uh, yeah, I don't know. You'll see. They'll all see.
Oh,
Come to McLaren's tomorrow. Oh, but um, it's just it's a good moment.
yeah.
Anything else that you can think of that you liked?
Uh, the gay guy. The joke at the end was funny, where you know Marshall was
After all, it
being like,
seemed
"Oh,
that
I'm gonna
Marshall
fight
really wasn't
you."
the jealous type. That guy's boyfriend was.
Yeah,
And the fact that this entire episode was a story within a story.
aw,
At the end, it turned out that he was telling that girl about it.
oh yeah.
And then it obviously panned out to his kids. It doesn't do that every episode, by the way.
Well,
Don't get
I
used to those
guess
kids being in every episode.
I like the point about, you know, uh, he becomes more appreciative of his friend Barney. Uh,
Yeah.
Going on these wacky adventures, he has good stories to tell. The new girls he meets, and also, just having an interesting life.
Yeah. I will say, for and Ted's and all fishnets and porpoises, all fish Ted's and porpoises uh, have as interesting a life if Barney wasn't around. And
For
again, you'll
sure.
see that as we continue watching this show. Um, but this is kind of one of the very few times where Ted is kind of like, you know what, Barney, you're all right. You did good. It was a fun time.
Aw,
I don't know. The characters change throughout the show, obviously. As characters tend to do, they grow and change.
hooray.
Anything else that you liked?
Uh, I think I'm out.
Okay, what did you think of Ted this episode?
Just very understandable. Like, he didn't want to be in
Yeah,
Philly.
he's
He
kind
didn't
of
want. He was just dragged along a whole lot.
yeah. That's common thread throughout the show. There are times where Ted is just like, and I'm also here because he is their friend, but he's not like the leader of the friend group. There really isn't one person. I guess Ted would be the combining thread between them all, but there will never be a moment where Ted's like, I don't want to do this, so we not do this, and then everyone just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, oftentimes it's quite the opposite where he's like, I don't want to do this, and then he's just there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any more thoughts on Ted? Yeah.
I don't know. It reminded me of us again. The way I like to do, uh,
Nothing.
yeah, the same stuff every day, and you sort of make me do other things, and it's just sort of more interesting. And trying new things is good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You push me out of my comfort zone a lot,
There's,
and I don't show a lot of appreciation for it, but it is positive.
you owe me $700.
Oh man,
Give me $700.
I don't know what to say to that.
You can say, here you go,
Okay,
your
here you
seven hundred
go.
dollars, and then give me $700.
There you go. Enjoy.
Here's Miyamoto. I'm in a really tough spot, and I just need to get through the month.
Uh,
It's a Brian David Gilbert reference, Stevie.
oh yeah.
Also, Kirby's phone number. I know he's real.
I do remember when he said that.
He was in the Smash Bros. Episode. I'm not having a fun time in this cave system right now.
Oh, I'm having fun sweeping
Why
these
did they
mines.
why do they call it Doom when you doom in the hot food, doom out hot eat the doom? Anyway, what is give me some more thoughts on Barmo. That's his name.
uh,
Barmo. What do you think of the international businessmen thing?
that was pretty funny. But also,
We
you
are
cut that out. You shouldn't be doing that.
we are international businessmen on an international business. That's some shit I do. Oh man, when I come to Ohio in June, we're gonna get into some mischief. We're
I'm
gonna
a
go to
little
the
scared, but
airport to
also
pick
very
up checks.
excited.
You should be scared.
Yeah,
To all our listeners at home, I barely hit him anymore.
don't don't say that.
Why? What's wrong with that? What did I say?
Don't make the listeners think that you've ever hit me. First of all, we've never met IRL, and I'm pretty sure you wouldn't hit me.
I don't like the fact that you have to say. I'm 100% no, no. It's like I have to assume. Maybe you'll never know.
Truly, it is a
I'm a kicker.
mystery, but I trust you.
Anyway, any more thoughts on Barney? I
I
think a
think I
lot of the
covered it.
positives were Barney. So let's.
Yeah,
Okay, what about Marshall? What do you think of Marshall this week?
he had a fine secondary role of just spending the whole episode driving.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the B plot. He was just like he's kind of the bridge between the two plots.
He was in purgatory.
Yeah, plot purgatory,
Yeah.
which he kind of ends up more so later. Not as badly. But there are times where okay, there's really just one time that I can think of where he's kind of in plot purgatory where he's just um you know kind of an outside observer to all these things,
Mm.
but I can't get into that without spoilers.
I don't consider it to be a bad thing for him to be on the sideline. Like, we can't have every single person involved in everything, you know?
But I mean, you can't.
Mm.
There are episodes where the adventure is everyone.
Yeah.
You
But not
know,
like every time. It doesn't have to be.
we're like a D&D party. They all have their own
Ah,
strengths and weaknesses that they bring to the gang. But sometimes, sometimes you don't need Lily.
hmm.
Really, we never need Lily. I cannot stand that ginger piece of shit.
Whoa.
I really don't like Lily.
Sometimes I
Like I said,
wish.
there's one character that I really don't fucking like.
I'll find out later, I suppose.
Pretty much.
What was I about to say? Oh, yeah, sometimes I wish that
I really,
Marshall could just uh sit one episode out and study for his law school, because he doesn't seem to have a lot of opportunities to do that with all the
yeah, he's
shenanigans
two
going
for
on around
two.
him.
Yeah, 2 episodes, 2 studyings, and that doesn't stop being the case for like several seasons.
Wow.
Law school is a big part of his arc for a while, which makes sense. Law school is a big thing, but like,
Yep.
I don't know, it's like seasons of that shit, dude.
Huh.
And this show does move in real time. Like, you will see the world change around them. You don't get a choice.
That's nice. Yeah, one. This is pretty much guaranteed to be one sitcom where it's not just the characters are suspended in one specific time frame for their entire lives.
There's no status quo in this show. That's what I will say. There's not a one thing that has to be true. Homer doesn't have to work at the nuclear plant. You know, the world
Mm-hmm.
changes, even if the characters, sometimes to the disagree of the characters. And there's episodes about that,
Oh,
about how the world changes and how the characters have an effect on the world.
that's nice.
I think I think you'll enjoy that when we get to it.
When I there's I guess there is one sitcom that I watch animated. Bob's Burgers, one of my
Oh,
favorite
well, yeah,
shows,
I know.
and it
I know, Stevie.
makes the fact that like the kids are the same ages for so many seasons makes me feel existential a bit. Like there is a little bit of change. Some of their like friendships with other kids develop, and like there's a point a bit later on in the series where Louise gets like a loft bed in her room, and that's just like a permanent change. And like they go through changes in their lives, but she's still 9 forever, and I shouldn't take it so seriously because it's just a silly little, animated family show. But it makes me feel
Well, I
sad for
mean,
them.
it's weird, yeah. That's one thing I don't like about animated sitcoms.
Mm,
I will always prefer stuff like How I Met Your Mother because they kind of have to change. These people are going to age.
yeah,
Like the animated character Louise Belcher is never going to have to change or get recasted because she grew up.
the voice actor is
And it's
already an
annoying that
adult.
there's, yeah, Kristen Schultz,
Yep,
who
good
I'm
voice.
told may be a bad person, but I'm not sure.
Oh,
I don't know. I heard some stuff.
oh
Maybe I'm
well.
thinking of someone else. I think I might be thinking of Tara Strong.
I think I've
That's not the
heard.
purpose of this
Yeah, let's not talk
podcast to
about like
analyze.
problematic people who we like don't even know are true that we just heard off on whatever. Anyway,
No, I'm. Anyway, I guess my point is. No,
true.
my point is is I like these sorts of sitcoms better because you have to change the characters.
Hmm.
You cannot keep the characters the same, which is good. I would love to have an animated show where it changes, you know?
Yeah.
Like Rick and Morty almost does it. Rick and
Oh.
Morty, it's very close to having a lack of a status quo. But then they kind of turn that lack of a status quo into a joke where it's like they kind of like I don't know. There's a lot of
Whoa.
shows that I think could do it, you know? Like Bob's Burgers is one. I would love to like I would love for Bob's Burgers to not go for universal appeal and just be like, yeah, no, Louise is 10 now.
Oh, that would be
And that is
scary.
permanent.
She spent like 10 Halloweens at age 9 and suddenly she's 10.
The thing is, yeah, that's the thing with animated shows is they don't have to. They can just show these Halloweens without any repercussion of yeah, okay, is the character older now? No, they can't really do that with live action sitcoms, you know.
Hmm.
And this isn't just like a random opinion. I've had this opinion for years. Like, why can't fucking Meg Griffin go to college? Why can't Gene Belcher turn fucking 12 or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, I would love for a show to have the fucking schnuts to let their characters actually be people instead of just
Yeah.
characters without it having to be live action. Because animation is such a good medium. I
Hmm.
fucking love animation. Animation is one of my favorite mediums, but they cannot fucking do a sitcom with it, apparently.
Yeah. I love Adventure Time and Steven Universe and Gravity Falls. That's like my trifecta of favorite cartoons, and it shows the
Yeah,
characters
but
aging
that's
throughout the time. Not a
the
sitcom.
issue
It's
with
not
that
comparable.
is it's not a sitcom and
I
it's
just like
geared
them.
for kids, even if it is. You know, like you can watch Adventure Time as an adult and be like, yes, this is good. But at the end of the day, you're watching a fucking kids show, you know?
Yeah.
So
It's not for kids, it's for all ages.
sure. And Sesame Street is for fucking ages 9 to 90. Uh, Fiona and Cake. That is an adult
Oh, yeah.
version of Adventure Time. Adventure Time itself is for kids.
Yeah.
When I can watch the Lich on screen kill somebody, I will consider that an adult show. But he never does. He just like takes their soul or whatever. Let the Lich say fuck. That's my petition. Go to letthelichsayfuck.org for more information. Don't actually. I don't think that exists.
Yeah, okay. Is it bad that we got off topic, or is it like fine?
No, it's that's kind of how podcasts work.
Okay, that's good.
Anyway, what do you think of any more thoughts on Marshall
Marshall, not really.
Erickson?
He
Oh.
he learned that he was more jealous than, or at least we learned that he was more jealous than we
He's
thought,
kind
I
of just
guess.
normal though.
Yeah,
That's the thing, is it's kind of normal for you to not want your fiance to be flirting with other dudes. I wouldn't want my fiance flirting with other dudes if I had a fiance.
yeah. At first, when he was like calling Lily and they were talking about it, he was like, "Oh no, that's fine. That's totally fine." I didn't. At first, it was too subtle for me to catch that he was lying. And then later, he was like, "Oh no,
Jesus.
that's awesome. That's so awesome." That time, I
Yeah.
got it. So there was a section of that episode where I was like, oh, well, at least he's fine with it.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
goober.
He yeah, he very obviously doesn't want uh Lily to be fucking around with other dudes.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want my partner fucking with other dudes. And it's kind of played for a laugh a little bit, but it's like, why? It's a very reasonable boundary to have.
Yeah. It's like, um, well, of course she wouldn't be doing it with the intention to actually cheat. But what else? Oh, this is what else. She just wants to be a little weirdo. And then, but like, how would
It's
he know
her
that?
actions are very weird. It seems like she's doing worse than she is, but also don't be doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't like Lily. It's just weird to be engaged, especially for so long.
Hmm.
They've been engaged for years and years and years and years, and Lily is still like having these, like she still wants to be single. It seems strange.
I sort of assumed that that was just like a one-time thing that she would do.
Oh no,
Woof.
you'll see.
Don't be doing that, Lily.
That's the thing. She should be doing that.
Oh.
She kind of does continue to do this sort of stuff,
Yeah, that's
and it's
not
just
great.
odd. You'll see. It's
Yeah.
kind of it's icky. Like I said, Marshall's the only like good character. And when I say that, I mean like good as in like a good person.
Hmm.
Well, Ted, but you'll just have to see. Robin. This is not a Robin heavy episode for once. But what did you think of her in this one?
Eh, I don't know. For the B plot she was in, she was just sort of there to, react to Lily and call up Marshall and be like, "Hey, are you cool with her doing this?" And be like, "Why are you doing this?" And be the
Yeah,
reason, low key, that Lily wanted to get hit on by guys because she was getting hit on by guys.
yeah. It's it's no good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not great. She's kind of there. She just want to hang out with Lily.
Yeah. Girls' night.
You guys, her whole thing that episode is that she wants to hang out with Lily because she's new in town. She doesn't have any friends, and Lily, turns around and does this shit all because Robin, who admitted to not liking it, was getting hit on. She should have said like, "I hate the fucking meat market scene," and is mean to the guys that flirt with her.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh, what the fuck? Why are you doing that, Lily Aldrin? You fucking massive donger! Don't do that. Treat your friends nicely. That's my. I always treat my friends nicely all the time, right, Stevie? If you want to get fed tonight, say yes.
Yes.
See? But yeah, I mean, like, it's just weird. Lily treats her friend weird.
At first, it was just you know, Robin getting hit on. Lily was like, "Oh, I have, this phrase that I say for people who try to hit on me. Oh, here comes a guy now. Watch, like I'll show you." But then the guy hit on Robin instead, and she was just like, "Oh, well, I'll show you on the
It's
next one."
jealousy.
Like that.
It's
That
jealousy. She's jealous that Robin is getting hit on and she's not.
yeah. At the very beginning, I understand, and then that was something being set up, the phrase, and then later,
Yeah.
the one time that a guy actually does come up to her, and it does end up being the gay guy, she was like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I'm engaged. Oh, like that's not the line.
I'm gay.
We were not building up to that.
Yeah. It's not fun. She's not like a fun character, you know?
Hmm.
I don't know. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. We don't
Yeah.
need to talk about Lily. I'm skipping Lily
Okay.
because I don't like her.
I
But
mean,
you'll
not really the truth. We've been talking about her a lot.
well, that's what I'm saying is we don't need to. I don't need to say what were your thoughts on Lily.
Yeah.
Was there anything you didn't like this episode?
I don't
Anything
know.
that
It
you thought
just
was strange or unnecessary or you know?
it's just sort of basic like diegetic stuff. Like I wish Lily wasn't being weird like that, but it's the plot of the episode or the subplot rather.
Yeah.
Like it's just what happens.
Yeah.
I guess I could say like, ooh, I wish the girls were getting up to something a little more fun instead of that weird
Yeah.
thing, but I don't know.
Why don't the girls get an adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end Lily talked to Robin and was like, "Oh, sorry for like being weird and ruining the girls' night. Do you want to just like grab coffee and talk?" And Robin was like, "If by coffee you mean cheesecake, then yes." Like, ah ha ha, she likes cheesecake. And they get
That's a
to
negative
be
for you?
buddies at the cheesecake. No, that's not a negative. I'm just talking.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. It's kind of a one-off, but yeah, if you like it, you like it.
Like, I don't know. For example, the girls get cheesecake. That could be an adventure. That's not a fun subplot, though. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
something you
feel
have to
like I can't
understand
just be, I
is
wish that the things that the characters did were more enjoyable for them because that's not as interesting of a
it
story.
kind of sounds like it would be
It's
more
not a good
enjoyable for
critique.
you. I wish that instead they did things that I liked them doing, like getting cheesecake and having fun. And it's like that's not a good sitcom. I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but
My
let's go
my
get
point is that
cheesecake is
I
not.
don't really have negatives because I don't really have critiques because my thoughts are just
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
mean you
that.
will later.
Okay.
There will be times when the characters do things that you just straight up don't like.
Oh man.
Like I'll tell you, there is people out there that think this show is problematic. And it kind of is. If you take into account the standards of today's, people, this show is kind of strange and does weird things.
Yeah.
Doesn't treat women very nicely. But also, shut the fuck up. Nobody asked for your opinion. No, like
I Can't get behind that message.
Who cares about the misogyny?
I
Barney's up to
do.
something. Barney's getting up to a shenanigan.
I wish he was less misogynistic. I don't know. Like,
He gets more misogynistic.
oh, is that true?
I guess what? See, again,
Yeah.
we're very deep into it. I mean, there will be times where I'm like, what do you think of this episode? And you'll be like, whoa, that was a crazy episode. That happened to Ted. I can't believe that happened to Marshall. I can't believe that happened to Barney. I can't believe that happened to Robin. What the fuck is wrong with Lily? I'm telling you right now, if you do not understand my hatred for Lily Aldrin by the end of the show, I don't think we can continue to be friends.
Whoa.
'Cause it's pretty schnarsty. But you'll see.
Yeah, I suppose I will.
Any last thoughts? How long have we been recording?
It's been an hour and 1 minute.
Okay, seems like a good place to stop. Any last thoughts?
Good episode. Had fun with Barney.
Fun with Barney. That's a new. Well, no, they couldn't air that on a children's channel, but yeah, that's gonna be our episode. Tune in next time when we talk about what episode is next.
Episode 4.
Oh, lordy, lordy.
Return of the Shirt.
Yeah, next time we're gonna have stuff to say about stuff.
Hmm.
If you don't have stuff to say next week, then there's something wrong with you.
Okay. Well, we'll find out.
If you want to see more of this, subscribe or else.
Yeah.
If you want to see more of Stevie, which is nothing analytical whatsoever, he does covers on his channel, which will be linked. And he'll be tagged in the description.
Yeah,
He is the Funkus,
it's true.
the Funkus, the only one for now.
No one else is as funky or as S as me.
For now.
Whoa.
What did that do for me? Oh, it opened the big door. Yeah, tune in next time when I play Doom instead of paying attention to ending the podcast. Also, we're gonna talk about another episode, and if you want to see more of Stevie, I already say all this shit.
Yes.
If you want to see more Stevie, go to his channel in the description. If you want to see more of me, subscribe. Join Stevie's Discord, which I think is linked in his channel. You can
Yeah.
come talk to us and tell us what you thought about this episode.
Each of
Also, you
my
can
each
tell
of
us
my
what you
videos
thought.
have the Discord link in the description.
Yeah. Is that an invisible pinky? Oh, what the fuck? Why'd they make invisible pinky?
How can it be invisible and pink?
It's a pinky that was turned invisible, dipshit.
The thing
It
I
was
just
originally
said
pink
was
and now it's invisible.
a obscure Steven Universe reference.
What? How is that a Steven Universe
It's
reference?
when I didn't even catch it until I was midway through the sentence. It was when Steven first got the pink lion. He went into a pizza place to be like, guys, come outside and see my lion. And the lion was just gone. And Ronaldo was like, it's an invisible
Yeah.
lion. And Steve was like, no, it's pink. How can it be invisible and pink?
Oh.
Anyway, end the
Tune in
episode.
next time. We're done now. End the recording. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Okay.